Feel your heart pound as we begin our countdown from 10, revealing the most dangerous individuals in history. We're about to embark on a chilling journey, a voyage back in time, delving into the lives of those who've left a dark and indelible mark on the world. This isn't your average top 10 list. We're not talking about the richest or the most influential. We're unmasking the most dangerous, the most feared, the ones who've caused irreparable harm and chaos. From ruthless conquerors to tyrannical dictators, these are the individuals whose names are etched in history, not for their achievements, but for the horrors they unleashed. The chilling tales of their deeds continue to echo through the corridors of time, serving as grim reminders of the depths humanity can plummet to. Brace yourselves, for we are about to uncover the darkest corners of history. Starting off our list at number 10, we find ourselves in the 5th century, facing Attila the Hun. His name alone sends shivers down the spine, echoing through the corridors of history. Attila, often referred to as the Scourge of God, was the ruler of the Huns from 434 until his death in 453. His reign was marked by a series of invasions and brutal warfare across Europe, striking fear into the hearts of both the Eastern and Western Roman empires. His tactics were nothing short of ruthless, known for his scorched earth strategies and indiscriminate slaughter. The mere mention of his name was enough to instill dread, his reputation preceding him like a dark, ominous cloud. Despite his death over 1,500 years ago, the legacy of Attila the Hun lives on, his name synonymous with terror and devastation. Attila's reign of terror earns him a chilling spot on our list. Scene script. Next, at number 9, we journey to the 12th century to meet the formidable Genghis Khan. Born as Temujin, he rose from humble beginnings to establish the largest contiguous empire in history, the Mongol Empire. A strategic genius, Genghis Khan's military campaigns are legendary. His cavalry swept across Asia, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. Cities were razed, civilizations subjugated, and countless lives lost. But his influence was not just marked by bloodshed. Genghis Khan's reign brought about significant cultural and economic exchange across continents. His law code, known as Yasa, while brutal, was also revolutionary, promoting loyalty, discipline, and unity among Mongols. However, the scale of his conquests came at a great human cost. It's estimated that his wars caused the deaths of as many as 40 million people, altering the course of history forever. Genghis Khan's ruthless conquests secure his place in our countdown. His legacy, a complex blend of brutality and innovation, continues to resonate today. At number 8, we encounter the infamous Ivan the Terrible. Born Ivan Vasilyevich, he ascended to the throne of Russia at a tender age of 3 and would later become the first Tsar of Russia. Ivan's reign was characterized by a series of sweeping reforms, but it was his brutal tactics that would ultimately define his legacy. He established the Oprichnina, a policy of mass repression, public executions, and confiscation of lands from Russian nobles. The fear he instilled in the people of Russia was unparalleled. Ivan's paranoia and bouts of mental illness often resulted in unpredictable and terrifying outbursts. His ruthless and oppressive rule, coupled with his erratic behavior, led to the times of troubles, a period of civil strife and foreign invasion in Russia. Ivan's reign of terror, marked by a climate of fear and instability, places him firmly in our list. His atrocities remind us of the depths humanity can sink to when power is wielded without restraint. At number 7, we meet Queen Mary I of England, also known as Bloody Mary. Ascending the throne in 1553, Mary was England's first queen regnant, a woman ruling in her own right, but her reign was far from peaceful. Deeply devout, she sought to reverse the English Reformation, which her father, Henry VIII, had initiated. This led to the Marian persecutions, an attempt to re-establish Catholicism in England. Over the span of her 5-year reign, nearly 300 people were burnt at the stake for heresy. This brutal approach to religious conformity earned her the chilling nickname Bloody Mary. The fear she instilled during her reign was palpable, with many living in constant dread of being accused of heresy. The echoes of her reign still resonate in history, painting a chilling picture of a queen who let nothing stand in her way. Queen Mary's bloody reign earns her a disturbing spot in our countdown. At number 6, we face one of the most infamous figures of the 20th century, Adolf Hitler. Rising to power as Chancellor of Germany in 1933, Hitler led the National Socialist German Workers' Party, or the Nazi Party, instigating one of the darkest periods in modern history. Under Hitler's rule, World War II was set in motion, a conflict that would claim the lives of an estimated 70 to 85 million people, approximately 3% of the world's population at the time. But perhaps the most notorious of Hitler's atrocities was the Holocaust, a systematic genocide that led to the murder of 6 million Jews. Hitler's reign of terror had a profound and lasting impact on global history. His aggressive foreign policies and expansionist ideology are seen as the causes of the start of World War II. His racially driven policies led to millions of deaths and a world forever changed. Hitler's horrific acts solidify his place in our countdown. At the halfway point of our list, number 5, we encounter Joseph Stalin. His reign over the Soviet Union, from the mid-1920s until his death in 1953, was marked by a ruthless grasp for power and an unflinching willingness to use fear as a tool of control. Stalin initiated a series of purges, now known as the Great Purge, where hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people, were executed or sent to labor camps. His policies led to widespread famine, mass repressions, and an estimated death toll that ranges from 6 to 9 million lives. The fear he instilled wasn't only limited to his own citizens. His aggressive foreign policies and an arms race with the West during the early stages of the Cold War kept the entire world on high alert. Stalin's brutal rule, characterized by extreme paranoia and a total disregard for human life, earns him a chilling spot on our list. Next, at number 4, we find Mao Zedong, the man behind the Great Leap Forward. Ascending to power in 1949, Mao Zedong was the architect of modern China, transforming a war-ravaged nation into a global superpower. However, his reign was far from benign. Under his rule, the infamous Great Leap Forward was initiated, a policy that intended to propel China into the future, but instead led to one of the worst famines in history. Mao's quest for rapid industrialization and collectivization forced millions into labor, disrupting agricultural production and leading to mass starvation. It's estimated that tens of millions perished due to these policies, a chilling testament to the devastating power of unchecked authority. Mao's impact on China was undoubtedly profound, shaping the nation's identity and global standing. Yet his legacy remains tainted by the immense human cost of his policies. Mao's devastating policies secure his place in our countdown. At number 3, we face Pol Pot, the man behind the Cambodian genocide. Pol Pot, born as Saloth Sar, was a Cambodian revolutionary who led the Khmer Rouge, a radical communist movement, from 1963 until his death in 1998. He became the de facto leader of Cambodia in 1975, and his rule was marked by extreme brutality. His regime attempted to enforce an agrarian socialism, forcing urban dwellers to relocate to the countryside to work in collective farms and forced labor projects. This period, known as the Cambodian genocide, resulted in the deaths of an estimated 1 to 2 million people, nearly a quarter of Cambodia's population. The reasons ranged from starvation and disease to executions and torture for perceived opposition to the regime. Pol Pot's reign was a time of terror and mass death, an era marked by his ruthless pursuit of a utopian dream that turned into a hellish nightmare. Pol Pot's reign of terror places him firmly in our list. At number 2, we encounter Osama Bin Laden, the mastermind behind the 9/11 attacks. A name that sends shivers down the spine of many across the world. Osama bin Laden was the founder of Al-Qaeda, an international terrorist network responsible for countless acts of terror on a global scale. Born into a wealthy Saudi family, Bin Laden's journey into the world of radical extremism is a chilling tale of wealth, indoctrination, and a perverse interpretation of faith. His leadership of Al-Qaeda led to the horrific September 11th attacks on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon, claiming nearly 3,000 innocent lives. Bin Laden's influence extended beyond his life, creating a legacy of fear and violence that continues to inspire extremist groups worldwide. His reign of terror, marked by a disregard for human life and a twisted ideology, forever changed the face of global security and counterterrorism strategies. Osama bin Laden's acts of terror earn him a disturbing spot in our countdown. Finally, at number 1, we face an unknown enemy. The most dangerous person could be anyone, anywhere. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? In our journey through history, we've encountered tyrants, dictators, and terrorists, but none are as formidable or as unpredictable as the unknown. This unknown enemy doesn't have a face or a name, but their potential for harm is unlimited. Think about it. It's the unpredictability that makes this unknown figure so dangerous. We can study history, learn from past mistakes, But how do you prepare for a threat you can't see or predict? It's a sobering reminder of the volatile world we live in. But let's not dwell on fear. Instead, let's focus on vigilance. The importance of staying alert, staying aware, and looking out for each other. The most dangerous person is an unknown, reminding us to always stay alert and aware. So let's continue to learn, grow, and protect one another from the unknown threats that lie ahead.